Good morning. It's Miss Davis today, and we're going to be reading a story, two stories we're going to look at. We're going to be recognizing common types of text. One is going to be a fiction, and one is going to be nonfiction. Do you remember what fiction is? Fiction is, that's right, fiction, it means that it is not real. And that's what we read for entertainment. And I'll show you a fictional text that we're going to be looking at today. It's called Click, Clack, Moo, Cows That Type. A nonfiction text is something that we read for information. And we're going to look at one called Cows today. And then we're going to compare those two. So let's look at this one called Cows. It says cows. Inside of this book, we have a table of contents. Does anybody know what a table of contents is? It tells where we find things. It tells you the page number and what we find on that page. See that? It says on page 4, we find a cow family. Page 8, we'll read about the daily life. 18, about working cows. 22 is the glossary. 23 is for more information, and 24 is the index. Look what we find in these books. In nonfiction books, you can see real pictures of animals. And look at, there's a cow, and it talks about cows are female and bulls are male. And they have babies, and guess what their babies are called? Calves. See their babies? And these are mammals also, and Miss Autumn and Miss Brittany put up something on animals and called mammals. And we're mammals. Look at the cows, how they're grazing in the grass, and that's the word graze. That means they're eating the grass. And they're on a farm, and we talked about a farm. Miss Ramsey has a farm, and she has cows on her farm, and we're going to show those soon. And look when they lie down to rest. And I thought it was interesting that we found out in this book that they face away from the wind. So you know that the wind's blowing away from them. The wind must be blowing to their back because they're facing this direction. And see, this one's facing that way, that one's facing that way. Look at the hay. They eat hay, and the farmers feed them cows hay, corn, and oats. I bet some of you eat some oatmeal, don't you, made out of oats. This says, after a cow eats, it brings up its food, then chews the food again. The food it chews again is called its cud. And look, cows spend most of their day eating or chewing their cud. They drink a lot of water every day. We need to drink a lot of water every day too. And these are called working cows because they're dairy cows. And dairy cows, the farmer comes out and gets the milk out of a dairy cow, out of its udders. And that's the milk that you get in the grocery store. That's how you get your milk. A farmer milks the cow. Sometimes they use a machine. Sometimes the farmer does it. Twice a day. This is a chart, and it's called Fast Facts. It tells you how tall a cow is. It's 4 feet up to its shoulder, and this is its shoulder. And it's about 8 feet long. That's longer than your daddy or your mom or grandpa is tall. And it weighs about 1,500 pounds. That's 1,500 pounds. Man, that is heavy, like a car or something. And its diet, it eats grass, hay, corn, and oats. And its average lifespan means it lives up to 25 years old. And they can be used to pull things like they'll pull a heavy load of something in some kind of wagon or something. Cows are used for a lot of things on a farm. We talked about the word glossary. The glossary tells the different words that were in the book, and it tells the definition, what they mean, like bulls are grown male cattle, calves are baby cattle, cows are grown female cattle, cud is the food that has been swallowed and brought back up to be chewed again. And I know some of you are probably saying, yuck, but that's what cows do. Did you know cows have 4 stomachs? We didn't learn that in here, but we found that out from another book that we have in this classroom. But, okay, this was our nonfiction text, which again, nonfiction means that it is for information, and it's a real text. Now I'm going to show you Click, Clack, Moo by Doreen Cronin. She wrote the book, and the pictures are by Betsy Lewin. Now the pictures are not real pictures, they're drawings. See the drawings? And I don't see a table of contents. It just goes into reading. So I'm going to read you this book. I love Doreen Cronin, and I love the pictures that Betsy Lewin drew. Farmer Brown has a problem. His cows like to type. All day long he hears click, clack, moo, click, clack, moo, clickety, clack, moo. Look at his face. Does he look happy? No. At first, he couldn't believe his ears. Cows that type? Impossible. Click, clack, moo. Click, clack, moo. Clickety, clack, moo. I think he's running to see what's happening. Then, he couldn't believe his eyes. Dear Farmer Brown, the barn is very cold at night. We'd like some electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. They've written him a letter. Do you think that cows can really write a letter? Man, I guess that's why it's called a fictional book. But that would be funny if they could. It was bad enough the cows had found the old typewriter in the barn. Now they wanted electric blankets. No way, said Farmer Brown. No electric blankets. So the cows went on strike. They left a note on the barn door. Do you know what it means when they go on strike? It means they refuse to work. No working. Sorry, we're closed. No milk today. They're saying they won't give milk, just like in our real text, that cow was giving milk. No milk today, cried Farmer Brown. In the background, he heard the cows busy at work. Click, clack, moo. Click, clack, moo. Clickety, clack, moo. The next day, he got another note. Dear Farmer Brown, the hens are cold too. They'd like electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. Oh my goodness, now the hens are cold. What do you think Farmer Brown's going to do about that? What do you think the hens are going to refuse to do? Let's see. The cows were growing impatient with the farmer. They left a new note on the barn door. No eggs, cried Farmer Brown. In the background, he heard them clickety-clack moo. Click-clack moo, clickety-clack moo. They're refusing to give eggs. What does impatient mean? That was a big word. You ever get impatient when you're waiting on something? And you think, oh, I can't wait any longer. That's impatient. Cows that type, hens on strike. Who ever heard of such a thing? How can I run a farm with no milk and no eggs? Farmer Brown was furious. What's another word we could use for furious? That's right, mad. And look at him, he's throwing his hands in the air. What do you think those cows are thinking? Farmer Brown got out his own typewriter. Dear cows and hens, there will be no electric blankets. You are cows and hens. I demand milk and eggs. Sincerely, Farmer Brown. Uh-oh, now he is typing them a letter. Duck was a neutral party, so he brought the ultimatum to the cows. Those are big words. Neutral, what does that mean? Neutral means you're kind of in the middle. You're not taking sides. Ultimatum, that's a big word. What do you think ultimatum means? Like, it's got to be this way or else. The cows held an emergency meeting. All the animals gathered around the barn to snoop, but none of them could understand moo. All night long, Farmer Brown waited for an answer. Oh, goodness, what's going to happen? Duck knocked on the door early the next morning. He handed Farmer Brown a note. Dear Farmer Brown, we will exchange our typewriter for electric blankets. Leave them outside the barn door, and we will send Duck over with the typewriter. Sincerely, the cows. What do you think Farmer Brown's going to do? Farmer Brown decided this was a good deal. He left the blankets next to the barn door and waited for Duck to come with the typewriter. The next morning he got a note. Dear Farmer Brown, the pond is quite boring. We'd like a diving board. Sincerely, the ducks. Click, clack, quack. Click, clack, quack. Clickety, clack, quack. Oh my goodness, now the duck got in on it. He's wanting a diving board. And guess what? He got one. Oh my goodness. That was funny. Now, we're going to do a really quick compare and contrast on our fiction and nonfiction book. Click, clack, moo is fiction and not real, and cows is nonfiction and real. And we're going to see if we can come up with some things that they both have, and that's what will go in the middle of our double bubble. This is called a double bubble map. So we're comparing and contrasting. We compare what they have, and contrast means things that they're different. Things this book had and this book had that are different. So what are some things that they had that are the same? They both had a cow. Very good. They both had a cow. And they both had milk. They both gave milk, the cows did. What about a farmer? Did they both have a farmer? Yes, they both had a farmer. Now, let's think of some things that were different in the books. In this book, what was different in this book? In this book, the cow, he worked, didn't he? He didn't have a blanket. He worked. Could this cow type? No. This cow couldn't type. He couldn't type. What else was different in this book? In this book, he didn't talk. Okay. What about in this book? What was in this book that was different from this one? We had a hen. What else? The cows typed. Very good. What else? We had a duck. Now, what's the biggest difference in these two books? This one gave us information. And what did this one do for us? This one, it's a big word. It entertained us. That means it was fun to read. Well, thank you for coming and listening to my book, and I hope you have a great day. It's sunny. Get out and play and have fun. And we'll see you later. We love you. Bye.